Well, everybody, here is your promised unboxing video. It just came in from FedEx not even 5 minutes ago from Amazon Fulfillment Services in Lexington, Kentucky. So, it is now time to dig in. And of course, I have always had to do the obligatory job of blanking out the lovely address there. Of course, you're not going to be able to figure that one out, thanks to the magic of the screwdriver. Anyways, enough of my rambling. Let's get into this. Get this out of the way, this big old box. This is the tablet itself that I'm going to be unboxing today. Let me just adjust the tripod. So this is the tablet that I've always wanted to get ever since it was new. This is the iPad Air 2, which has a really stupid label on this right at the moment. So iPad Air, 128 gigabytes. If you haven't noticed, this is of course the space gray. Brand new in the packaging. So, let's go ahead and open it. Of course, I'm going to be very gentle because I want to preserve this box. So I'm going to be very gentle. I don't have my X-Acto knife with me right at the moment, so I had to borrow a steak knife from the silverware drawer. Go figure. There we go. Let's lift the lid, shall we? Oh, I gotta be very gentle with this. This is one of them very airtight sealed boxes from Apple. Next thing you know, my tablet's gonna go flying on the floor. Ooh, daddy. There we go. Come to Papa. We'll take a look at this in just a second. Holy crap. That feels better than it looks. So we have, of course, our typical literature packet, which of course says designed by Apple in California. Inside, of course, we get the typical iPad literature. So you get your typical button guide with just regular stuff on it, iPad regulatory information, and of course, 2 Apple stickers. They're not the black ones, unfortunately. I wish they came in black when you get the space gray version, but that's just not what you get. You get your lightning cable, just your standard 1 meter one. And right in here, if I can get it out, is the 10-watt power adapter. Now, this is quite interesting because, of course, the iPad Air 2 has a smaller battery, and I'll actually show this to you guys real quickly. So just a quick note. Previous model iPads have used this 12-watt power adapter. It looks basically identical. But on the bottom, of course, they have different writing. If I can get this up right, there we go. They have different wattage outputs. So this one goes to my iPad 4, which is a 12-watt one. And this is the one that goes to the iPad Air 2. Now I'm going to go and leave these in the box because I already have my iPad 4, which uses Lightning, of course. I'll put the literature packet away in a second, and we shall get to the iPad itself. So let me just move the box and everything. Take a look at it. Alrighty, here's the iPad Air 2 itself. This is really, really thin. It definitely doesn't feel like a tablet at all. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take off the packaging. There we go. iPad Air 2 in space gray. Now, as you notice, the anti-reflective coating, I think that's what they call it, actually makes some of the screen look blue when it's in direct sunlight, so definitely an interesting combo. Anyways, let's go ahead and power it up for the first time. Of course, black startup screen, because of course this is a space gray iPad. Hello world, you can see my camera, which I'm hopefully going to start using. This takes much better video quality than my phone does. Unfortunately, no sneak-up footage of the FedEx man this time around because of the fact that I caught him early when he was pulling up. And thankfully, this did not require signature like the last one did. Maybe because I didn't buy it direct from Apple. I don't know. Alrighty, so here we are. We got 46% battery. Let's go and set this up. So English, United States. Set up Wi-Fi. I don't know why people cover their Wi-Fi password. because who the hell is going to come visit you and try to hack into your Wi-Fi? I mean, seriously, it's kind of pointless to cover your Wi-Fi password, to be honest. I don't know, that's just me. Enable location services. We're going to set this up as a new iPad. We're going to go ahead and sign in with my Apple ID. Now this one I'm going to cover the password for, of course, because Apple ID goodness. So give me just 1 second. I wonder if my fingers are good enough for Touch ID. I don't know. Sorry about the Wi-Fi being slow. Like I mentioned in my last vlog, if anybody watched that, my Wi-Fi is out of internet data, so internet's going to be really slow, but it will work. And it's not joking this time around when it says it's going to take a few minutes to set up your Apple ID. Because it probably will take a few minutes to set up the Apple ID. While that's doing its thing, this really doesn't feel like an iPad. It really doesn't. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get my iPad 4 real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the differences. So here's my iPad 4 right next to the iPad Air 2. And as you can clearly see, there is a noticeable difference in terms of bezel size. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of this up. Whatever. As you can tell, there's definitely a stark difference in the bezel. You could definitely fit an iPad Air 2 inside of an iPad 4. There's no doubt about that. Like, look at that. Look at how much the iPad size and form factor has changed. Like, oh my god. And also, there's a stark difference in thickness, obviously, because as you can see, this one's 6.1 millimeters thin. That's like really thin. And compare that to the iPad 4, which is just like holy humongo. But don't get me wrong, the iPad 4 is still a nice tablet. Oh god, here comes Touch ID. You know, I'll be honest here. I kind of missed this from my Mini 3 having the Touch ID. So this is going to be a nice welcome comeback anyway. So that'll be nice. Okay. Should have a couple more steps left. Oh, by the way, both these tablets are 128 gigabytes, just so you know. I don't have an Apple Pay card right at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Just because I don't want to set that up yet. I will at some point, though. Don't restore passwords. I'm not worried about that right now. Yes, use Siri. Automatically send. Yes, share. Get started. Wow. It's been a long time since I've seen the iOS 8 default wallpaper on one of these things. Holy. I wonder if any of them special iPad Air 2 advertising wallpapers are on this. Nope. That's a shame. There we go. Space Gray 128 gigabyte iPad Air 2. See how Touch ID works. Damn, that was instant. That was instant. Anyways, what version are we running on? We're running on iOS 8.1.2. So I guess it could be due for an update to 8.4.1. Don't you think? Yeah, having slow Wi-Fi is definitely a big benefit to having a really fast iPad, don't you think? Yeah, it helps a lot. Anyways, that's enough for this video. I thank you guys for watching, and before I end the video, I'm going to go ahead and give a video sample of the camera on this iPad. So, without further ado, here we go. So this is a front-facing camera test of the iPad Air 2. Of course, it's still like 1.2 megapixels and 720p, but honestly, I don't really care. Look at the quality of the sensor. It looks really good. I don't know how this audio is coming out, but I've heard from reviews that it's actually quite impressive. So here's a bit of a low light test. As you can tell, it's actually faring a little bit better than my iPad 4, which I'll also link a comparison into after this video clip. in terms of the front-facing camera anyway. And overall, I'd say it looks pretty good. I think it's passable for like vlogs or anything. Okay, so here is a front-facing video camera test of the iPad 4. You might tell the audio is a bit different, if you haven't already noticed. And also, it looks a little bit different in terms of the video quality. Here is a low-light test, kind of. You can tell there's definitely a lot more noise in the picture than what there was with the iPad Air 2, thanks to the smaller sensor on the iPad 4. But definitely, the biggest difference is this thing's weight. I mean, God, this tablet's heavy. It's massive. But I love this tablet because it's just everything perfect. It had the biggest battery of any other tablet I've ever had. So this is going to be a bit of a difference going from an iPad 4 to an iPad Air 2. Because this tablet right here, this iPad 4, has a 11,560 milliamp hour battery. Massive battery for the day, and it still is massive today. And I cannot kill this tablet's battery in a single day. I've tried it so many times. You cannot kill this tablet's battery in a single day. That's how impressive it is. I don't know how well that's going to compare to the Air 2, but I plug my tablet in every night or every 2 nights or something like that. So, we'll see. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. So, I thank you all for watching, and, well, here's to the next video, I guess. I hate those smudges on the top. They're driving me nuts. Maybe I want to remain anonymous, if you guys could even hear that. Didn't do a very good job at cutting that label. Maybe I should put more pressure on the box, you think? Ah, whatever. Focus. Focus, focus, come on. Someday over the rainbow we can get the camera to focus on this text. Or not. Good job, Sony. Your optics are going to work. You know. Holy crap, we were so close. Come on. You got this. Come on. Wow. I didn't realize it was going to be this tough focusing on a power brick. Like, seriously? There we go. Holy crap, that took forever. Or you just lose focus. Okay, that's useful. Alright, I'll try my best. No, don't go out of focus. Seriously? Alright, let's try and set subject tracking on this. Yes, that's the one I want. There we go. Focus on it, please. Or we're just not going to focus on it. Alright, fuck that. Literally unboxing because I got to get it out of the box that it shipped in. So, yeah. You also get your lightning connector cable. I don't know why I called it a connector, but whatever.